Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Tone on a Budget. I'm Greg. This is where I talk about my experience with stuff that the average, everyday working musician is going to use. And I'm excited about this one today because today we're talking about this really cool device. This is the Souncraft UI16 digital remote mixer. It only has 3 knobs on it, and the rest of it is done digitally. And those 3 knobs are for the headphone out and for the main mix out, left and right. That's it. Everything else is done on a PC, tablet, cell phone, smartphone. Now, I just pulled this thing out of the box, okay? And I got to tell you, it's a very intuitive design. It's well thought out. There is a lot in this thing. Souncraft's parent company is Harman Audio, and they own Lexicon, DVX, and Digitech. Okay, and they took effects from all of those 3 companies and they crammed them into the box. Okay, so you've got delays, reverb, chorus, all kinds of things. You've got one of the really cool things. These 2 channels here, 1 and 2, do amp modeling from Digitech. So you can plug your guitar into there, go into the amp modeling, and set it up. You don't even need pedals. it's there. Everything's built in there, and it has its own Wi-Fi hotspot. You know, this Wi-Fi antenna right there. I am logged onto these 2 things wireless. I've got my tablet is logged on wireless. My laptop is logged on wireless, and it's really cool. And what I'm doing is I've got my laptop is handling the faders, okay? And my tablet here is doing something completely different. This thing has a built-in media player, and you can load MP3s onto, or other, I think, waves too, and some other sound types. But I've got MP3s loaded on a flash stick. What I have on here is the Iron Maiden Killers album, which I thought would be cool for this video. And I have my tablet is logged in, and it's handling the playback of the media player, while my laptop here is handling the channel volumes. Okay, right here you can see this one's up. Okay, that's the channel volume for this microphone that I'm using. All right, and then down here you can see these are kind of raised, but they're low. Okay, those are the player volumes. There's 2 of them. There's left and right, and they say player left and right. This one says channel 12, which is where I'm plugged in right there. But here, let's here, Wrathchild. Let me play Wrathchild. Let me turn that up. Wow! That is so cool. There's so much in this thing. It does so much. You can have 10 devices logged onto this thing simultaneously. You have 4 AUX outs, which I will be using for monitor outs. From here, I have 4 wedge monitors. I can run an XLR cable out to each one of my monitors and give everyone on stage that's standing in front of the 4 different monitors their own mix. The settings for this are separate from the settings for this and the main outs. The architecture of this is really well thought out. It's a really neat device. I'm going to be doing several videos showing how to do different things and reviewing this device. So far, I'm pretty impressed. Doing my research, you know, before I knew this thing was coming, and before it arrived, I was reading about it and looking at reviews and stuff. And a lot of people have been complaining about 2 main things. One, they say there's a problem with the Wi-Fi. It drops out. It won't stay logged in, and then once it drops out, you have to restart the machine in order to get logged back in. You can't just move closer to it and log in, supposedly. Um, so that's one issue. And I think based on today, I have been logged onto this thing for probably an hour and a half, and haven't had a dropout, but I'm really close to it. And that's what I think one of the problem is. One of the problems is that if you get too far away from it, the signal's not that strong, and you're going to drop out easily. So you can't, if you're in a big room and you go too far away from this thing, you're going to lose your network connection and screw yourself up. If you stay close to the device, you're not going to have a problem, I don't think. Like I said, I've got another Wi-Fi router in this room that's hosting Wi-Fi for the whole house, running simultaneously with this thing, and it's not interfering, but they're on two different channels, two different Wi-Fi channels. And that's another one of the possible issues you might have going into an environment. If there's Wi-Fi there and this and that particular router are trying to use the same channel, you're going to have conflict, okay? But I mean, you can look at the properties for the connection when you go in. If you see, go and look, use your phone, use your laptop, whatever, use your tablet, and you can see the Wi-Fi connection, and you can look at the properties, and you can see what channel it's on, because the device that you're using to connect to it with will see the channel and allocate itself to work on that channel. And it'll tell you what channel it is. If you see both of these devices and see they're both on the same channel, you need to change the channel of this one. So there's no conflicts, okay? Now, I don't have any conflicts here. My routers are, this router and the one that's hosting the internet are on two different channels. There's no conflict. I've been logged onto this thing for an hour and a half, playing music, running through this thing, looking at all the different settings and stuff, and I've had no problems with dropouts on both devices. I've been logged on both devices simultaneously. Okay, so I think that's pretty cool. The other issue that I saw people griping about was noise on the channels. I haven't noticed any noise on the channels, except when I first started playing with it, I had the gain. The gains are really sensitive on this, and I had the gains a little high, and I could hear the noise. Once I dropped the gain down, the noise was gone. It was very clean. And right now, I think, the noise that you're hearing now is just the ambient noise of my room. I live on a main street. I'm on the second floor of the front of the house looking at a main street. I've got traffic going by all the time. I have two PCs running with fans going, so you're hearing the fans. And our car just went by. I just heard it in the headphones. But here, I'm going to turn down my mic. Now, I can hear the noise from my PC when I turn down the mic. But that's it. And I don't know if you guys are hearing that at all. I don't know if that's coming, getting into the video or not. I'll find out when I watch it when I'm done. But the channels themselves, this channel seems very clean. The channel for the playback of the media player, the channels, I should say, there's two of them. There's there's left and right. You got player left, player right. They seem clean when I turn them up and the music's playing. It sounds really good in my headphones. So there's that. So far, just first impressions. Like I said, this thing just came out of the box. I haven't had it but 2 hours. I'm impressed. This thing's pretty cool. I need to go through it. There's so much to learn with this thing, but thankfully, I know how to do audio production. I know how a mixer's supposed to work. I understand gain structure. I understand EQing. I understand the channel volumes and all this stuff. This is not anything that I've not done before, but I've always done it in a analog environment, in a physical environment with a physical mixer. I've never had one that was a virtual mixer that you controlled with a PC or with a tablet. I always had physical faders to play with. But I mean, being able to control the thing with modern technology like a tablet or a PC and a laptop, and being able to do it, I can be sitting in front of my keyboard on stage and have my tablet up there, or have my laptop next to the keyboard. And people, my bandmates could look at me and say, point it down at the monitor and say up, or me up, or down, or whatever. And I can, boop, boop, no problem. I can go into the monitor, settings themselves and change whatever they need. There's so much that this thing does, so much more than the standard analog mixer. The mixer that I've been using is a Mackie 1604 VLZ. Okay, it's the standard pro grade Mackie 16 channel. It has no effects. It has it's a 4-bus, and I was using the same kind of thing like this, and I was using that for my monitors, so I was able to do that kind of thing. But it wasn't the same. The setup wasn't the same. It was really very basic compared to the architecture of this thing. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know this thing intimately and see all the stuff that's in here, because the owner's manual is huge. I think it's a PDF file that's like 35 megabytes, and there are a whole list of video tutorials on the Souncraft website for you to watch, which I'm going to go and take a look at some of those when I get off. But I mean, I just glanced at the PDF, just kind of scrolled through it real quick, and just in doing that, I was able to glean enough to be able to get up and running, get logged onto the Wi-Fi, get control of the channels, and get the thing to play back MP3 files. Okay, I've had the thing 2 hours. I've been on this video here for what? It's going on 12 minutes. And yeah, I just it's a very intuitive design. If you know how to use a mixer, you're gonna get with this thing pretty easily, I think, because it's well designed and it's well thought out and it's very intuitive. Everything's where you think it is. It should be. So anyway, I'm gonna play another Iron Maiden song here. Oh yeah, Innocent Exile. So I'm going to let that go. I'm going to turn up the volume, and I'm going to say peace. Thanks for tuning into the channel. So far, I hope this is helpful. I'll be back with more videos soon. We'll be talking about the effects that are in here. We'll be talking about the ways to control the aux outs as opposed to the mains and the channels. Another thing this does is you can put a flash stick in here, another USB stick, and you can record your performances. It's not multi-track, it's only 2-channel, stereo left and right, but whatever mix you're putting out into the room, you can record that onto a flash drive and get your performance, which I think that, like I said, this thing is really well thought out. Okay, that's enough talking for me for right now. Peace, God bless, thanks for stopping by. This has been Tone on a Budget. Talk to you later. Oh yeah.